y'all see me over this podium. UVa-Wise is an institution of higher education where we have spent our last 4 years. Well, actually, Adams just reminded me that some of us stay a little bit longer than we're supposed to. At any rate, it's a 4-year institution that focuses on bettering our scholastic knowledge and expanding our mind capacities. Many of you have worked hard at outside jobs to support yourself financially, while the rest of us have relied heavily upon family members for their bill. At any rate, while reflecting upon the last 4 years here at UVa-Wise, I began to collaborate a list of everything that I had learned that had made a big impression on my life. I think it's only necessary not only to share those life lessons with you, but to share them with all these dear family members who have not been here personally to see the benefits we students have received from this glorious diploma that we have paid so much for. The top 5 lessons that I came up with are as follows. Number 1, safety first. We put a big emphasis on safety here at UVa-Wise, and the bar was set for me as far as safety is concerned our freshman year, when the man who built this place, Chancellor David Pryor, he noticed one cold winter night an act of illegality going on campus, and it came in the form of a polar bear ice fishing. Who would have thought that would ever happen, right? So Chancellor Pryor erred on the side of safety by first and foremost not forgetting his canoe as he went out onto the ice to capture the perpetrator. I'm told in regards to safety, I'm told by the ladies and gentlemen of the administration that all of the 5 a.m. fire drills that the residents people experienced were for a reason, and it was safety precautions, and that they did not laugh at any of you guys while you ran outside in your pajamas thinking the building was on fire. Believe it if you want, that's what they said. I noticed where our emphasis on safety came from when I get all the mass text from, as Garrett Sheldon would call it, our branch college in Charlottesville. They send us the mass text about some kind of robbery happening on some road none of us have ever heard of. And what I really can't understand is why they've never told us to hunker down. The second life lesson that I have learned here is to be attentive. Pay attention. And I'm not talking about only in class, I'm talking about pay attention to your surroundings. What I always like to do is before I go and visit with a professor, I always like to take a little bit of time to notice the political cartoons outside of their office. It's nothing for me to go into Dr. Sheldon or Dr. Krause's office and be a diehard Republican, and maybe go down the hall to Dr. Wither's class and be a little bit of a Democrat. You should also pay attention to the people you're around. Know what a smile means to the person who is in front of you. I think of 3 young ladies that we have here with us today who are very, very sweet, very soft-spoken at times, and just very sweet young ladies, and that's Helen Chumley, Candy Wallace, and Nikki Lane. And with that being said, I like to reiterate the fact that you need to know what a smile means to these people. You can go to heaven. You can go to Heaven Chumley and present her with a smile. And she's going to give you one back, and she's going to fill the room with love. You can go to Candy, and you can present her with a smile, and she will present that through her artistic abilities, maybe make a painting about it. You can go to Nikki Lane with a smile, and she'll smile back, but deep down she's really thinking about the dumbest thing that you say and how she can make it into a tweet on her Twitter page. The third life lesson that I've learned here was taught to me by a man who's up here close to my right, and I think that that is with reason. I think they strategically put he and I close to the administration so that they keep an eye on us, and that's Mr. Nate Large. And Nate taught me a very important lesson about life, and it's this. It ain't what you wear, it's how you wear it. For example, this is the only day that I can remember in the past 4 years that the administration has invited our entire family and friends, very important people in the community, and what do? They dress us in silk kimonos, put a piece of cardboard on top of our heads and ask all these guys to take us seriously, and they do. I also, thinking about this lesson, I think about a guy that has been close to me in my life. And he's a little short, white guy, and he's got really thick red facial hair. Really pale kind of guy. And he's, you see him and you say, well, he may not be much, but then he's got this confidence about him that is unfaltering. And that man is Yosemite Sam. But Nate Davis runs a close second to him. So from Graham Siegfried's own line of fraternity clothing, to Bo Ending's tie collection, and to Paul Melson's hair, just remember, it's not what you wear, it's how you wear it. The fourth lesson that I learned is that I think we oftentimes forget until an honor court reminds us by sending us a certified letter, but is always cite your sources. So this speech has been borrowed heavily from Miss Sidney Gilbert, Mr. Nathan Resnick, Nate Large, Madison Savarese, and Dr. Eric Drummond-Smith directly. Now, I also had some inspiration that I didn't necessarily quote anybody straight off, but I did have some inspiration for this speech. And that is, of course, my family. Niccolo Bernardo Machiavelli, Robert Frost, the late great Dale Earnhardt. Those guys that came here with a TV show to look for the wood booger on all of the Beeline gas station attendants. A young man who's not graduating with us, but who is in the room with us today, Mr. Brandon Ayer, and I have full confidence that Mr. Ayer will someday be able to walk across this stage without getting tackled. Miss Cindy from the cafeteria, Mr. Jordan Childers, who has reminded me of another person that inspired me, and that is our very own 1991 Miss Quincy Valley College, Dr. Amy Clark. David Thomas from Wendy's. And of course, Daniel Jesse's short capri pants. I was also reminded by Mladen the other day. I asked him in regards to this. I said, I want to try to get some people together who to inspire me. I need help thinking about it. He said, he reminded me that it is not only important to cite your sources, but to thank your sponsors. Any NASCAR fan knows that it's imperative that you thank your sponsors. And he gave me some ideas of some sponsors that I believe we all should thank. They're unofficial, of course, but I think that we really need to thank these people, and that's Red Bull Energy Drinks, the Anheuser-Busch Brewing Company, and Wikipedia, Make no mistake about it, those guys have been here for us. They've gotten us through these 4 years. For a while, we're here today. And the fifth and final life lesson that I've learned, I actually learned before I came here, but it really has been reiterated through the years here, and that is treasure your tomorrows. I've prepared you guys something that I wrote here yesterday. Tomorrow is a term that can be used many ways. It can be big, small, busy, or wasted. It can be viewed as just another day. Tomorrow can be a unit in the measure of time. Though there are many more for us to see, we're always one day behind. Tomorrow is precious, promised it cannot be. It is never really certain how many tomorrows we may see. So take advantage of your tomorrows. In the future, to better your past. For we never know which tomorrow may very well be our last. We came to this place on a tomorrow that followed high school. Today is a tomorrow that we only dreamed could come true. Thank you all for your efforts here, your blood, your sweat, your tears, for you have granted an easier tomorrow for the future Highland Cavaliers. Thank you all. God bless you. Thank you for everything that you've done for this institution and been a part of everyone's life here today. Congratulations.